Deep within the desolate wasteland known as the Shattered Marshes lies a forsaken bog shrouded in perpetual fog. No living thing ventures into this forsaken place, for all hope and reason seems to drown in its suffocating grip. And yet some say that if one were to peer into its murky depths, they would see the ghastly specter of a small, emaciated humanoid creature dragging itself through the stagnant water. Some say it's the drowned child of the bog, forever lost to the murky depths. They call it the mire. Some say it lives deep within the mire at the bottom of the bog. Here, the fog is thickest, and the silence most profound. Those who have seen it speak of a creature so pitiable that no heart could remain unmoved. It is a creature of diminutive stature, barely 3 feet in height, yet heartbreakingly humanoid in form. Its skin is grotesquely bloated and sodden, stretched taut over its emaciated frame like a water balloon over a skeleton. Its limbs are long and algae-draped, dragging in the muck with every agonizing inch it crawls. With each movement, the Mireling leaves behind 2 distinct trails of black sludge, one from its back where a jagged spinal protrusion drags along the ground, and another from its gaping mouth. Its eyes are the most haunting aspect of this wretched creature. They are pale and lidless, glowing faintly green in the murky dark, giving the impression that it has no pupils or irises, only a bottomless abyss staring back vacantly. And as if that were not enough to chill one's very soul, the Mireling's face is twisted in an eternal expression of anguish, as though it is forever trapped between worlds, unable to find peace in either. Yet despite its terrifying appearance, some say they have heard the Mireling make a sound, a bubbling sobbing that seems to emanate from the very depths of its being. It is a sound that cuts straight to the quick of one's heart, bringing tears to one's eyes and a lump to one's throat. To truly witness the Mireling in all its haunting glory, one must venture out into the bog at night, preferably during the new moon when the fog is at its thickest and the darkness most impenetrable. The best place to spot it is near the center of the bog, where the water is at its deepest and the trees at their most gnarled. Here, lanterns and toys float eerily in the swamp water, bobbing up and down like sinister buoys, marking the spot where the Mireling makes its home. The lanterns are said to be the souls of those who have ventured too close to the bog and become trapped in its grasp. As for the toys, they are a more sinister omen, for they are said to be the remnants of children who have played near the edge of the bog and have been lured to their doom by the Mireling's haunting cries. According to legend, the Mireling will strike when it is least expected, often just as a lone traveler begins to think that they have escaped its clutch. It emerges from the fog, silent and swift, and strikes with the speed of lightning, slashing at its victim's throat with its needle-like teeth and dragging them down into the bog. But even as it does this, one cannot help but feel a pang of sympathy for the creature, for despite its terrifying appearance and its insatiable hunger for human flesh, the Mireling is nothing but a desperate and tormented soul seeking to escape the clutches of the bog that has held it captive for so long. Some say the Mireling was once a young boy who lived in a small village on the edge of the Shattered Marsh. He was a happy and inquisitive child, always asking questions about the world around him, but his mother warned him never to go near the bog, for it was a dangerous and evil place. One day, the boy's curiosity got the better of him, and he crept out of the village and into the bog. He didn't listen to his mother's warning and soon found himself trapped in the mire at the bottom of the bog. The Mireling dragged itself out of the water and onto land, gasping for breath. It collapsed onto the forest floor, its body racked with sobs. It tried to scream for help, but all that came out was a gurgling sob. The Mireling lay there for what felt like hours, its body growing weaker and weaker until it finally gave up the ghost. Its body was bloated and stiff, and its skin turned a sickly green color. Its eyes, which had once sparkled with life, now stared vacantly into the distance, lifeless and soulless. Its limbs grew long, and algae covered as it became one with the bog. Some say that the Mireling is not a separate entity from the bog itself, but rather the bog's way of reaching out and claiming another victim. The bog is a malevolent force, and the Mireling is its servant, forever doomed to do its bidding. Others say that the Mireling is simply a metaphor for the bog itself, representing the way that it can take something pure and innocent like a child and turn it into something grotesque and horrifying. The bog is a graveyard of innocence, and the Mireling is the embodiment of that. No one knows for sure what the Mireling is or why it exists, but those who have seen it speak of an experience that has left them forever changed. The mere sight of its bloated, swamp-soaked form is enough to drive a person insane, and the sound of its mournful sobbing can shatter even the strongest of hearts. The Mireling is a creature of nightmare, a figment of the darkest depths of our collective unconscious. It represents the things that we fear most, the things that haunt our dreams and terrify our waking hours. If you ever find yourself wandering through the desolate wasteland of the Shattered Marsh, be sure to stay far away from the forsaken bog and whatever horrors may dwell within it. For once you hear the haunting sobs of the Mireling, there is no hope of escape. Those who have tried to capture the Mireling have returned with tales of a creature that defied description, a being of pure evil that should not exist. Some say that the Mireling is the key to unlocking the secrets of the bog, that it holds the answers to the mysteries that have plagued humanity for centuries. Others say that the Mireling is nothing but a curse, a punishment for those who have dared to venture too close to the bog. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: the Mireling is a creature that should not be messed with. Its power is beyond comprehension, and its wrath is merciless. So if you ever find yourself in the desolate wasteland of the shattered marshes, do not go near the bog. Do not listen to the haunting sobs of the Mireling. Just run away and never look back. For the bog is a place of darkness and despair, and the Mireling is its most terrifying creation. Those who have seen it speak of an experience that has left them forever changed, haunted by the ghastly specter of the creature and the chilling sound of its mournful cries. The Mireling is a creature of legend, a myth whispered around campfires to warn travelers of the dangers that lie ahead. It is a reminder of the darkness that lurks in the world, of the things that man was not meant to see or hear. As the sun begins its slow descent, casting long shadows across the wasteland, the fog starts to roll in, thick and heavy, obscuring the already blurry line between reality and nightmare. The trees seem to warp and die, their branches twisting into grotesque shapes that resemble the bloated limbs of the very Mireling itself. A cold wind sweeps across the wasteland, carrying with it the scent of decay and the faint, sickening sound of bubbles rising to the surface of a stagnant pond. The hair on the back of your neck stands on end as you hear the sound of something large moving through the underbrush, something that should not be there. And then you see it. Emerging from the fog like a specter from the grave, the Mireling crawls toward you, its eyes glowing faintly green in the gloom. Its mouth is wide, filled with needle-like teeth that glisten in the fading light, and from its throat comes a faint, bubbling sobbing that chills you to the bone. You try to scream, but no sound comes out. You want to run, but your legs feel heavy as lead. You are paralyzed with fear as the Mireling approaches, its presence filling you with a sense of dread that you have never known. And then it is upon you, and the last thing you see is the vacant stare of its soulless eyes before everything goes black. The next morning, the sun rises over the shattered marshes, casting a golden glow over the desolate landscape. The fog has lifted, and the wind is calm. But there is a strange stillness in the air, a heavy silence that speaks of unspeakable horrors. The villagers emerge from their homes to find a group of lanterns and toys floating in the middle of the bog. They are silent and still, like ghosts from a forgotten past. As they approach, they notice something else: two distinct trails of black sludge leading away from the bog and into the surrounding wasteland. They know what this means, and their faces pale with dread. The Mireling has struck again. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, so you never miss any of our latest videos. And if you want to support us even further, consider becoming a patron where you can watch our videos early and even submit your own ideas. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.